up. But first, back to New York City. The NYPD has put up barricades, additional surveillance cameras, lights in front of the courthouse down in Lower Manhattan and in front of Trump Tower in Midtown as the city braces itself for a possible indictment of former President Donald Trump.
And joining us now for the latest developments is New York Congresswoman and member of the House Ways and Means Committee, Claudia Tenney. Good morning, Congresswoman. Thank you for joining us. So the city's preparing itself, treating today as a high alert. But, we have heard from Trump's personal attorney, and the New York Post also reporting a possible Trump arraignment is not expected until next week. What do you make of this?
Look, this is, again, looking for a crime and a reason to get Trump. I think that was the title of Alan Dershowitz's book, Get Trump. And that's the mission here. And I've been watching this on Twitter, and I've spoken, out about it. It looks like a political witch hunt. They're trying to cobble together a state civil matter where Stormy Daniels was ordered to pay $300,000 in Trump's legal fees and some kind of federal FEC crime, but there's no crime pending against Donald Trump. So it's very tenuous that they're going to be able to get anything. But, you can indict and probably convict a ham sandwich in New York City. And that's what they're trying to do, because as I watch the kind of mentality of these people with Trump derangement syndrome online, a lot of these left-wing people use Donald Trump as a way to incite their base, get them excited, and to also promote themselves. Hey, I'm the one that got Trump. That's what Letitia James did. She, ran a campaign on going after Donald Trump, and she got her base going. That's what they want to hear, the Trump haters. But what's interesting is I'm watching the mental cases out on Twitter and social media, and their real mission is they just want to see Donald Trump arrested. They want to see him booked. They want a mugshot. They don't care if it's justice or not. And that's what I think is so concerning about this whole issue. Every American should not want this two-tiered system of justice. You are innocent until proven guilty. We don't want DAs and law enforcement to go out looking for a crime when there isn't one. And we also want them to make sure that they enforce the laws. And this Alvin Bragg was actually said and put out a memo when he was first elected. We're not going to prosecute violent criminals in New York City. This is grounds for having him removed, which is why former governor candidate Lee Zeldin said, my first act, if elected, is going to be removing Alvin Bragg for dereliction of duty, abuse of power, and failing to live up to his oath.
And he almost won.
Had Lee Zeldin won, we wouldn't have an Alvin Bragg seeking what I think is malicious prosecution.
Think about Hillary Clinton. She created and paid for the Steele dossier. Russia, Russia, Russia. It was all fake. She paid a fine. All right, she wasn't indicted. Take a listen to Karine Jean-Pierre and what she had to say yesterday about the possibility of protests in New York City. Okay, as my team tries to get that soundbite, she basically, to me, it sounds like Karine Jean-Pierre is trying to stoke the possibility of protests, like the Democrats want to see another January 6th. What's your reaction to that?
I think that's actually probably accurate. I mean, it looks like they're trying to entrap people that are upset and get them going and try, recreate January 6th, because what happens when January 6th is starting to get exposed? The tapes have been revealed. We see that January 6th isn't what the Democrats made it out to be, though it was terrible in all of our eyes. No one disagrees with that. But the level of hysteria that the Democrats have created over January 6th, like it was a mass slaughter, now they would like to see if we can get maybe another January 6th so we can talk about that endlessly, put together a kangaroo court like Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and the Democrats put together, revealing nothing other than hiding the truth from Americans. Because I wasn't even there on January 6th. I get accused of it because I'm simply a Republican. But here's the issue. Don't we all want to know the truth? And that's exactly what they're trying to do here, is create a scenario where they can infiltrate and blame this again on people who are just seeking justice. And it isn't really about Donald Trump for our justice system. You don't have to support Donald Trump. And I also think that it's inappropriate to say that Ron DeSantis has to weigh in on this. Other than he's, potentially going to be a candidate. He's not an announced candidate. And I thought what he said was fine. I mean, I don't think he needs to weigh in at this point until we see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, he took a shot, I think. He said his exact line was, I don't know what goes into paying hush money to a porn star. I can't speak to that. He was taking a shot at the former president, and the former president took a shot right back at him. Yeah. Look, that's politics. But to your point, Ron DeSantis isn't even a candidate yet. And everyone wanted to hear from Ron DeSantis. That shows how seriously everybody, including the Democrats, are taking Ron DeSantis. But I just thought that the Karine Jean-Pierre sound was interesting, because if it were to happen and we're not encouraging people to protest, it's more violence that they could potentially pin on Donald Trump. If you're going to protest, do it peacefully. Congresswoman, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Thank you so much for being with us. I want to keep